get a clap in front of your face. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey everybody, Mr. Broxah here. I'm alive in Shanghai, doing well, and I just wanted to give you all a little bit of an update. I haven't been too active recently, and most of the videos uploaded here on my YouTube channel have been, I don't want to say old, but obviously I haven't been able to produce as much newer content as I would have liked due to being in quarantine, coming here, not having my usual streaming setup, just in general not having too much time. And now I wanted to take this chance, this opportunity to just share some of my thoughts with all of you, give all of you a little bit of an update here after play-ins and before group stage begins. So yeah, I don't really have anything specific planned, anything in mind. I'm just gonna talk a bit freely, and then we'll see where it takes us. Well, where do we begin? Let's start with quarantine. So, a couple of days after the LCS split ended, we traveled to Shanghai. When we got out of the airport, we were taken to a hotel where we were in quarantine for 2 weeks. And it was kind of a difficult experience. It wasn't, I don't want to say it was as bad as I thought it would be, but there were some challenges along the way. Like being locked inside a room all by yourself for 2 weeks was a little challenging, especially towards the end. Definitely had to keep my mental in check at times, and yeah, throughout those 2 weeks, I spent most of my time just playing solo queue, grinding the Chinese ladder, trying to improve as much as I could individually, preparing for play-ins, preparing for worlds, and luckily enough, we were provided by Riot with some exercise bikes, or well, one exercise bike and some dumbbells for the room, so I had a chance to work out a bit and exercise, so I didn't feel too lazy, and that was pretty nice. I mean, you know me, I need to move a little bit once in a while. Ideally, I would have a gym, but just having that bike and some dumbbells was pretty good. I was quite happy about that. Yeah, honestly, the time in quarantine went pretty fast. We were provided meals 3 times a day. 90% or more of the day when I was awake, I was just sitting at my PC, playing solo queue, playing scrims, spending time around the team, talking about strategy, whatever it may be. And then in the other 10%, I was working out. You know, it was an interesting time, a busy time, and a very strange time. I haven't really experienced anything like it before, mainly due to not seeing any person for 2 weeks. But I guess it's gonna be a fun story to tell at some point in the future, once the entire pandemic situation has settled a little bit, or one day I can tell my children, like, here children, this is what I went through, many years ago. An interesting story to tell, I'm sure. But yeah, in general, the people at the quarantine hotels took good care of us. Riot has been taking good care of us. Oh yeah, it was I can touch a bit on the food actually, because it was quite funny. In general, I eat quite a lot of food, and I need some pretty decent food portions. We were provided a decent amount of food at the quarantine hotel, but it wasn't, at the start it wasn't really enough for me, so I kept asking for more and more food, and then eventually, I got a bit more, which was pretty nice, because in the beginning I was struggling a bit. Like, I could feel that, wow, I eat a lot of food, at least compared to what these people expect me to eat, which wasn't really too surprising, but it was a bit of a struggle the first days until things settled a bit and my portions were increased. And now, I guess that takes us to the next stage. We got out of quarantine. Now we're at a different hotel with all the other teams, everyone who's participating at Worlds, like production, makeup, whatever. Everyone's here at this hotel, and it's pretty nice. I've very much been enjoying the buffet, eating as much food as I can imagine, as I want. That's been great. That has been a pretty welcome change. I do like my buffets. But yeah, it has been really nice, being reunited with the team, actually seeing each other again, spending time in person, eating together, talking together, just being around each other really, and having the opportunity to see people and be a bit social again. I've very much been enjoying that, and it was a bit wild, like the first maybe 24 hours after we got out, because we got out of quarantine in the evening. Like we actually got to the hostel at like 10 or 11 p.m. And the next day, we already had to play our first game. So yeah, when we got to the hostel less than 24 hours after, we had to play our first game against Mad Lions. So busy times, that's for sure. Was a bit of a challenge getting mentally prepared for that game, but as I'm sure most of you know, we managed to get ready, had a good game plan prepared, and we managed to take them down. And from there, we had a pretty good run in play-ins. Lost one game to INCC, which wasn't really, wasn't our greatest game. But outside of that, we played pretty well, and I had some fun playing Graves as well. So I was very much enjoying that, getting some pretty decent carry performances. Just like everybody else, I was surprised seeing Mad Lions not making it out. I was a bit sad for them not making it out. Not only because, not going to group stage is one thing, but they were being memed on a lot, and they will continue to be memed on because they are a major reason and they didn't make it out of play-ins. It's a bit brutal, so sucks for them. Kind of sad, but we had a good run, so there's that. At least we are a bit safe from the flames of the community, at least for now. Hopefully they won't be targeting us after group stage. So for group stage, we got Group A. We're in group with G2, Suning, and Maki, which is pretty solid, I would say. Obviously, it's not an easy group by any means. All these three teams are good, and we shouldn't take anything for granted. Shouldn't show any disrespect by any means. I mean, we're third seed coming from North America, right? So it's not like we have the right to be cocky. We could end up in Group A, or we could get Group B with Damwon, JD, and Rogue. And I'm very happy we dodged both Damwon and JD. And at the same time, not only did we dodge those teams, but now I'm in group with G2, my good old rival over from Europe. And I'm so excited to go up against them, play against Cap, Shankos, play against, all the players, and see where my new team stands compared to them. Because last year on Fnatic in summer, we were so close to beating them. We lost the summer final 2-3 in playoffs. Before that, like, we played them twice at playoffs. We lost 2-3 both times, and that was a bit sad. So now I'm curious to see where my new team stands and to which extent we can challenge them. I'm pretty confident that we can challenge them as long as we don't mess up on the day, and as long as we, prepare the way that I know we can, and we, we just stick as a team. We trust each other and we go in confident. But G2 is a good team, so anything can happen, right? And that's how I feel about all our upcoming games in the group stage. A lot can happen. It's hard to predict exactly who's going to take it, who's going to get out of the group. At least from where I stand, could be almost anyone. So now, more than anything, I'm just focusing on my own improvement, learning as much as I can from our scrims, from solo queue, from the official games we already had in play-ins, and just going from there, really, making sure that I feel confident going on that stage in our first game, and do my very best to hopefully lead this team onto quarterfinals. I guess that's about it. A little update from Shanghai here from me. Hope all of you out there are staying safe, doing well. Thank you for your support as always. It means a lot to me. We had an insane amount of support in play-ins, honestly, and I wasn't really sure to expect, because throughout this entire year we've been targeted pretty heavily by the community, by the people on broadcast, by fans, and people have been memeing us a lot, and I've been getting a ton of criticism to a pretty extreme extent. But seeing that a lot of people got our backs, a lot of people are excited about our team, support us, and want us to do well at Worlds, seeing that kind of all the messages and comments, just everything that has been going on while we were in play-ins has been awesome to see, and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, thank you so much for your support, everybody. We are doing our best to make you all proud. Hopefully Team Liquid can finally get out of groups. Hopefully we can break that curse. And yeah, I'm out. See you soon, everybody. Peace.